Well, it's a shame Darren Appleton was a little bit under the weather. He couldn't make this event.
Yeah, he had to cancel on both of them because he had a viral infection. It's affecting his equilibrium. I think Thorsten got that by just a little bit.
The old name break shot, a lot of times the guy breaking the balls wants to rack the first rack just to make sure that back row is all frozen.
Yeah, you want the back row frozen.
Old name breaking straight pull, you got to drive 2 balls, 2 object balls plus the cue ball. Minimum of 2 object balls plus the cue ball to a rail. That's one thing that hasn't changed since 1930.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to know something's constant. Nothing else is.
The old name break, everybody just goes off the end ball, tries to knock both balls back into the rack.
Yeah. Yeah, once in a while. I mean, when we used to play a lot of straight pull, you try to get them back. Now they don't. Nobody tries to worry about that as much as they used to. But like usually, he's raking from that left side, so the 9 ball will usually come close. I could never get both of them to work right.
They didn't get the 14 didn't hit a rail, so that's a 2-point foul. Now Thorsten has an option of shooting. I'll probably have him re-break unless there's a dead ball.
I would think
here.
so. Yeah.
But you have to look.
Yeah, I don't think the 9's going anywhere, but it's not that far off. But
I think so. Look the rack over, told him to re-break him.
yeah. He has the option of making him re-break, and that's what he's doing. And I think that's a 2-point penalty. Oops, looked like this shifted when he pulled the triangle.
Again, he wants to make sure the back row is frozen. That's really the only important thing in this layout. So he needs to hit a little more ball.
A little bit more, yep.
Not bad. So he has a -2, but he came with a pretty good opening break here. And I see the 6 ball.
Yeah.
An old school player might play the 10 out of the rack off the 11. It's going, if you shoot the 5, it's going off the 1 ball into the 11 with a chance to billiard in the corner. That shot's, be surprised how many times it's there after the opening break. I see the old timers play it, but not the new guys. They don't look for those.
Looks to me like you're almost looking at that 6.
Well, that's one thing. You know the 6 goes.
Yeah.
You just got to hit it good.
All you do is strike it properly. Again, these 5-inch pockets to build a little confidence. He didn't come close.
You don't want to come out playing safe.
I don't know. I don't think that was the right shot.
Yeah, you could have shot into the 6 and just left the cue ball in the rack.
Yeah, he had options. He had options.
Seems like that's only the right shot if you make it.
I guess that's a valid point. Dennis is getting some water. I'm not sure. Nope, coffee.
Yeah, Tyler, Steyer, the young kid, he'll go around and he'll try to figure out how much cream and sugar he uses. Like it might help his game. I said I went to eat with Shane. I wanted to see what he eats. He eats opponents, I go. I talked with Jay Halford, tournament director from California.
Yeah, I've known him for, a long time, 25 years or something like that.
Jay's been around forever, and he was running a tournament, and it was near his home. And one year, Shane Van Boning stayed, and every time they had him set up in the basement with a pool table. He was there a couple days early. He hit balls 16 hours a day, he said. He heard the balls like all hours of the night. Shane won the tournament. Next year he had Dennis stay at his house, Dennis Orcollo, and he said the same thing. He just hit balls all night, and he won the tournament.
Well,
so I think even
so you're asking if he has any empty space next time?
Yes, I'm like, let me room over there. But I think I'd keel over if I practiced 16 hours.
I can't practice 16 hours. I just...
One pocket helps. I might have left him to 10 in the corner and a spin shot. It's funny how that goes, Thorsten opened the balls up, missed the ball, and, Dennis didn't get too many there.
No. But you're flirting with trouble if you start giving either one of these players an open table.
And he's spinning the 10 ball in the right-hand pocket. Nope. He is human.
He's cold right now. I think he just didn't, but he did warm up. But,
yeah, the hardest thing is coming out of the chair for the opening break shot, your first shot, especially when you start getting testers. Both of those shots were a little tricky. The 5 ball is a little low, but it's a possible break shot. There are a lot of ways you can go here. Shoot the 13, get on the 2, the 15, get on the 10 on the side. And 3 rails.
he could have done that before. The 9's almost a good key ball if you're playing the 5 ball. But it also gets him on the
on the 3-8. He moved the ball out of the way so you can open up the pocket.
Right.
A little longer shot. He's stretching. He'll take a 2-inch backswing and follow through. Whenever you're stretching, you don't want to pull back all the way. It tends to throw you off balance if you're stretching out. So you see these short guys, they're stretching a lot. They're short backswing when they're stretching. Like that. a lot of guys think because these players have run so many hundreds that it's easy. But if a guy's shooting a break shot, it's very hard just to get through to the next rack. It'd be different. He can open up the rack and run the rack, but you're trying to get on another break shot, so you're trying to do things. It's a little complicated, a little more complicated. You never bet against a guy that's on a roll, but a lot of times you can win money. You can bet the guy doesn't run the rack. He's shooting the 5. He might try to bump out the 2 ball. Or he's break off the 15 on the side.
Might tap the 2 now, huh?
Yep. I didn't like that because you're leaving yourself a long shot. Spin it in the side pocket. You can hit a little fuller and avoid the scratch in the corner. Because you're throwing the ball a little bit, you can hit a little fuller.
I was surprised he hit it so thin. But I mean, he wasn't really in risk of scratching, but he came within 3 4 inches of the pocket.
He'll stay in front of the side pocket. He's not going to go past it because he's short.
Yeah.
So people at home that are about 5'2", they play pool. That's a perfect guy to watch. Him and little Alex, the way they leave themselves a little more distance, so they can stroke the ball properly and reach it. Yeah, if I'm working with a lady that's 5'2", I tell her to watch Dennis and Alex and Jose Perica and see how they play.
Yeah.
You hit it with follow instead of a draw. Got plenty of shots. I don't like this because you're a little jacked up. I would shoot the 11 and then do that, and you still have the 13 as a safety valve.
Is he going to try and shoot the 2 or the 4 and then go into the rack a little bit? I'm not sure what he was looking at.
Yeah, he was trying to shoot that 4 ball there and go off the 1. But you see how he decided to rather shoot jacked up. The thing is, you're going to hit the 1 full,
right,
but you want to hit the top of the 1 so you can go into the ball. So. You hit it with a little more speed so you can hit the 1 a little on the high side.
He's a good example of how loose to hold your right hand, your cue stick hand.
Oh, yeah.
Everything's nice and loose. Alex is the same way. Efren's, Bustamante, they're all loose.
How strong was that? Billiard in the 9 got an angle on the 10 to break these balls. Now, you only have 4 balls there, so you don't have to hit them hard. You just go into the 12. You can knock the 6 out for a break shot if you hit the high side of the 12.
Oh my goodness!
He missed the rack, but notice how he missed the rack and he didn't end up on the end rail. A lot of guys, when they try to break something out, they end up on the end rail because they're not thinking of what happens if I miss the rack completely, and it happens. Mizrack gave me that tip a long time ago. So when you might get through there, even like just enough space for the cue ball to get through, you got to be careful.
Yeah.
Either hit a little harder so you can come back off the end rail, back toward the center, or hit it soft and end up in the center. Try to knock out a break shot there and went a little too far. He's looking at the one ball. If I'm going to break off the one ball, a lot of times my last ball will be the 12. And you get straight in at 12 and just leave the cue ball in the rack. So you're got ball in hand behind the cushion. He's knocking out the 9 ball there. Went a little too far. He had good protection there on the 8 ball and the 12. He doesn't like it, got a little low. Knocked it a little too far. So he's going 1-3-8 in the side. If you get a nice angle on the 9 ball, you can break them.
Yep. Yeah, it's an explosive break when you get behind the ball like that.
He went and looked exactly how far he needs to go, a couple inches forward.
Yeah, he could have been a little closer. Shouldn't be any problem.
This shot, I like to go to the rail and off a little bit rather than try to hold it up. Yeah, he did the rail and off shot. A lot of times if you try to hold it up, you just end up freezing yourself on the rail. So when you're going to a cushion softly, it's always better to try to hit the cushion and
come back out. Yeah.
This shot could be a double break. If you hit it hard with a force foul, you go into the bottom half of the one with a little right-hand English, you hit the rack twice. This was going back into the rack. 13 is a possible break shot. But I like to get above them and work
towards the pockets. Yeah, years ago, again, a friend of mine was a very, very good straight pool player, John Duclos in Alaska. One time, I know that he ran 100 balls and 98 of them were in the foot pockets.
Yep.
And the other 2 were one on each side, none in the corners. Nowadays, people play up table an awful lot. Just a different style. Again, I think it's the equipment makes it a little more possible. Everything rolls better, the balls are truer, cloth's faster.
Did you get to hang out with Billy Amendola in Alaska? He was a great player.
He was. In fact, I just noticed I saw something posted on Facebook or something that showed Nick Varner and some people down at Fatso's in Tampa, and that was his room. He opened that in 93, 94, 95, something like that.
Oh.
He was 78 years old when he opened it. He was at the Grady Matthews One Pocket tournament when he made the deal on the lease.
That's funny.
Yeah. Bill Amadeo. Yeah, he was a barber. He died, it's been 10 years anyhow.
He liked the cigars. Right?
Yeah. But
he
he just played such good straight pool.
Well, originally he was an East Coast player.
Yep, New York. Yeah. Yeah, he was in Alaska for 18 years, I believe. I think the place he built it was like it was a barbershop, hair salon barbershop thing in the Golden Nugget, which is just a local hotel, like executive quarters or men's quarters or something like that. He was a character.
We've definitely had some characters on pool.
I wish they'd
still
exploit
going.
them. I think that's the key to making pool a little more popular. Is to exploit the characters, make them well known. Don't try to hide those people. Develop them.
I agree. It's you have players that got a little bit of charisma, a little bit crazy.
A little bit of crazy, huh?
Guys like Cornbread Red.
Oh, those guys were irreplaceable.
Freddie Bednavigna, I miss his stories. He always had a story. Cornbread was at a pool hall, and he was trying to hustle the backers, protection guy, his bouncer or whatever, and the guy played pretty decent. So Cornbread goes, "Come on, let's play some." The guy goes, "No. Come on, what's your best game?" The guy knocked Cornbread dead out. Cornbread, without missing a beat, woke up about 5 minutes later, got up and said, "What's your second best game?" Spit out some blood. Ended up beating the guy for like 1,200. One of a kind. He's got a ball on the rail. I hate that ball on the rail unless you got something else.
You're supposed to avoid it, and it's so often you end there. And most of the time you don't have to end there.
If he gets straight on the 15, then he could stop for 11 and stay there for 2.
Well, you're referring to I was thinking of the cue ball. You just want to get the...
Yeah, he's going to shoot this one and try to get on the 15 here. Well, maybe not.
Oh, he's elevated. Yeah,
he's going to use the 15 to get on the 4, which you can't get just right. When balls are on the rail like this, you got that much distance. If you get straight in, you can't really play shapes. So he's looking, to see exactly where he wants to get. He's looking for a little more angle. Yep, perfect where you can reach it. I think that's the perfect angle to bounce off the rail for the 4 ball or 2 ball.
This is a little tough to control, though.
And whenever you're on the rail, it makes it tougher.
Yeah,
when
did well.
Like that.
Did real well.
Yeah, you gotta get perfect on it. He did. He was careful and get that angle. Score is 40 for Dennis. No score yet for Thorsten. Some of the other tables, Mika Eminem's playing, Alex Peggy Lyons playing Danny Baruti. I heard Danny ran 98 earlier today.
Right, and Shane ran 97, and Mika's run 88 in tournament play. Mika actually finished up higher. I think it was Mika. Or one of them got to 101, but the game was over. This the 100 ball run has got to be in the game. Whack those. Look at everything pulled back in.
He's got the 5 ball or the 6. It's a matter of preference here in which you prefer. Either one will give you a good breakout, I believe. He's going to follow, I think, or no, he drew the ball. It's sort of like a stun follow.
He's okay.
It's a little tricky, that 9 ball, if it doesn't go.
Oh, it doesn't? See, I think it does.
Yeah, it's jacked up.
Yeah,
sometimes
it's jacked up.
Hard to put the English. It looks like he's got just enough room.
Yeah.
But again, you're going to slide off of it. You might end up down on the 3 ball with no shooting in the corner in the 6 or something. So maybe you're better off shooting in the corner now where you can cue the ball a little better. Playing for the 14, just slide over. These shots, we got to have just the right spin on it. Dead center.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the shots that you got to be playing all the time to really have a feel for how hard to hit it.
Right.
With the English.
There's a lot just to be said for just playing all the time. You know, anybody that plays a little bit and then they quit and they come back, they just don't get that the edge to to the game.
It's going in. I put the 9 up. We had the 6. He's looking, he might shoot the 6, but better off just shooting the 12, getting on the 1, or you could always shoot the ball on the side if you come up short here. I get rid of one of those balls, the 1 or the 8.
Yeah, get rid of one of them.
He's looking to shoot the 1, maybe follow into the 6. Shoot the 2 next. I'm not sure what kind of angle he's got on this one. But if you move the 8, you open up the 1. If you move the 1, you open up the 8.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to take one of them out now, though. I would probably shoot the 1 because that way you're guaranteed it. If you get funny somehow, you can shoot the 8.
It looked like he was laying perfect to shoot the 1 and get to the 6, but he decided not to run in the balls. A lot of times you get in trouble running a ball, you hit the bottom a little bit and slide down with no shot. Mike Siegel, if the balls were open like this, he wouldn't run into any balls. He shot so straight that he could play position so good, he could get around them without going into them. He's shooting the 2 ball. I knew that exact billiard angle. You gotta get above him here. I don't play for the 10. I try to get up on the 15. Or you get straight in below on the 15. Goes for the 10, so you're going to shoot one of those balls on the side and get on the 15. Ended up on the rail. He's just going to shoot the 15 and draw back. It's nice when you shoot like Wyatt Earp,
It helps a little, huh?
Yeah. You can really have more options on your pattern play if you shoot that straight.
Sure, you just got to move it over a couple inches and boom, shoot it straight in the side and home free.
When you see a player of Dennis's ilk rolling that last ball in a few inches and getting on the break shot, that's when the big runs start coming because you get to hit the break shot the way you want to. You get a nice angle.
Yeah. You
can go after it. When you start struggling to get on that break shot where you got to go 9 feet or something, a lot of times you end up leaving yourself a little further where you can't really go after it.
Yeah, he's got a pretty good angle here.
He's drawn back to the end rail. This is the Thorsten Hohmann shot. Back to the end rail to the center of the table. And, you get straight enough. Boom. He's going back to the corner over here. He's got a combo.
15 feet worth of draw.
he's got a combo. I don't know if that 7 goes in the side. He's shooting the combo, not hesitating. Very good. See, there's so many people think that straight pull is just a cerebral game. You don't have to shoot. Because of the break shot, many times you end up with long shots off the end rail or, combinations like he just shot. You got to be a real strong shot maker to play at high level straight pull.
Man, he's just figuring out his pattern because he's got plenty of options.
I don't know what he was thinking there.
I'm not sure what he was thinking there either.
He shoots so straight, he's going to shoot the 2 in the corner, but I don't recommend
the average guy shouldn't be doing
position like that. There's so many other things you can do.
You know, a lot of times that's just indecision.
You got to wait.
You know, think long, think wrong. You just stall yourself out.
Yeah, you wait, knock off a few balls. I mean, this opens up everything, but it's a missable shot.
Yes, it is. Yeah, that was just a brain fart.
Mental error on Dennis's part. 50-ball lead is not comfortable with Thorsten.
No.
59. Very important lots of times. You get up to the table, you shoot that first shot, and you end up getting in a bad position. So you gotta be careful with your first shot after sitting for a while. You would have liked a little more angle in that.
He didn't seem like it went through that ball right. He hit it hard, but it didn't move very much. It was like he flattened it. Just didn't go through it.
Yeah,
right.
He didn't really have the good draw. He's drawing back for the 7 or the 1. Uh, 15 and 12. He's just going to shoot, play position in the 12 and step for the side pocket in the 7.
Got a nice rhythm right out of the gate.
He could have left it a little better there. He's going to spin it with inside English.
Go to the rail and come back out. Yeah. Oops.
Nice.
Okay.
You're hitting the top of the rack, it looks like, in this break shot. So if you're hitting the ball close, you want to hit the ball closest to you when you're going in those top balls. That'll give you your best break. If you happen to be hitting the other ball, you're kind of moving one side of the rack. It could be tricky. But if you can go full into that close ball on the top there, which happens to be the 13th here, you can go after him a little bit. High speed. Looks like he might hit the low side of the 13. He's going to have to pop it with a forced follow to hit it a little fuller the way you want.
Well, sometimes that follow can get you in trouble. You can go right in the corner down here. I think it looks like he's going to draw it back. He likes that. Yeah. Oh.
I've seen that. I've seen that a few times.
I did not expect that.
That's that Thorsten scratch. It's only there when you hit it 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
It's hard to draw off the rack straight into the side. He's got to spot a ball here. He made the break shot. Two ball and stop.
Well, he's okay, but he slid through everything almost.
Yeah. Almost scratched. Yeah, you shoot this ball on the side, you want to go into the 5 ball here. Split the 5 and the 6 if you're going to go into. Again, I don't like the 8 shooting the 14. There's no protection for the 14, so you got to go through the rack, and funny things happen. I had to play for the 7 ball, get on top of him, and hold off. Yep. He's got the 10 ball. Yeah, you got to think about this a little bit. You're hitting the bottom. If you could have hit the 12 full, you would have been okay, but he's hitting the bottom of it. And might end up funny. You draw, you should have the 5 in the side. Or the 14 if you hit it down. He's also got the 3 ball in the side. He knew that he could have the possible 5, the 14, or the 3. You know, he's might be only half pocket on the 3. If it is, you don't mess around with it. Yeah, if you're shooting a 3, you want to maybe bump the 15 a little bit or just stay there.
And remember, this game is all ball fouls. That always gives a person concern when he's
going
shooting over a ball like that.
Yeah, it's still laying a little bit funny. You know, you got to get on that 5 ball or the 6. Or I'd get on the 5 right now. Huh. Went a little further.
He's just not afraid of shooting those in the far corners.
Yeah, having this angle, you get to slide over for the 14 or the ball on this side. You don't shoot the 14 because you're too straight. You know, you got to pound it to get around the table. So he'll shoot the ball on the side and then the 14. Get a little more angle on it. Yeah, you'd like to shoot that ball and get on the 13, but his last shot would be 9, 11. Try to get straight on the 11 and stop. Yep. Use the 14 and get on the 9. Not sure what he's thinking about here. You could have played for the 14 and then use the 13 and get on the 9, but oh, you can't reach it. Or he's got to shoot it lefty. The 14. That's what he was hesitating.
I figure that's what he's going to shoot next, though.
Yeah, you have to.
And just track it right back towards the 9. Then you
see how he went a little more forward there, so he can reach.
Now he can reach it.
Just one rail. Yeah, you got to draw back a little bit, but he's got a slight angle on it.
Oh.
You know, I think
he's going to follow the 9 is what
I think you follow to create your angle rather than try to draw it. Unless he can cheat the pocket and draw it back a little bit. He did the follow. He got perfect.
Speed is so important in the pool. Being on the right side of the ball.
He might be stretching a little bit. I can't tell. No, he's perfect.
Bless you. Well, Thorsten had a chance and
scratched in
the side on the break shot of all things.
Here comes the break. He drew off it, but he hit the bottom of the ball this way. He didn't draw all the way back. Long shot. This is a tester.
Yeah, he.
The combination doesn't look horrible.
What combination?
13 ball.
Well. Yeah.
I wouldn't cut the 11 here.
That may be all he has. That's for him, it probably isn't that bad of a shot. But for me, it's.
He's not crazy about it.
I can see why.
The only good thing is you're hitting the 8 fairly full. You're only cutting it a little bit, You got you're close together, and they're favored to where you want the cue ball on that side of the table. But it would have been a lot easier if the cue ball was in the center of the table. Then you would have shot the 5 ball, of course. Again, the 11 ball goes. We got to back cut it.
Yeah. I'd be playing it safe. I'd be feathering the 15 and try to put the cue ball on the rail about even with the 11. Well, not really. Can't leave the back those low shots as a combo, but you got to or take the cue ball way upstream. But he's playing the 11.
Yep. Tough shot. Thorsten's lucky that 11 came out.
Now we'll see what happens.
Yeah, well, he's got a lot of problems here. 3 balls on the rail there. 8, 13, 7. We got to draw back a little bit here for the 5 or follow and get back to the side of the table. I shoot the 5. I don't try to run into the 1. I don't know. You get that angle on the 12 ball, you can break them out. You try to go inside there.
Well, I think you've got a shot to go up there and break those out. I don't know if this is the time to do it, but.
Well, the problem is you have to get a shot at one of those 3 balls.
Yeah.
Because you'll probably end up with no shot in the 15. So he's probably going to stay away from it for that reason. You can draw into the 2 ball here or the 4. Just playing for the 15 or a ball on the side there. Yep, we use the 14, get on the 3.
Now he's starting to get in there a little bit. Now the 9 goes, and that breaks things up a little bit.
Yeah, his first shot, he tied up the 1 ball a little bit. I think you can still play it. You get perfect. Tyler seems to be at the table there a lot playing Miko.
It's a great experience for him.
Tyler just drew it back all the way to the end rail and back to the about 22 feet. He drew it up and down there. I'm going to keep going. You can drop down on this combo and break them out. Or you can shoot a bank if you feel lucky. Yep. I think you want to hit the 7 ball here. You got the 2 ball for protection. If you hit the 8, it's no good.
A little too soft.
Yeah, or you don't get the right billiard. You hit it hard enough for some good things to happen there, but you hit the 7 a little thin. So that made it seem like the speed wasn't right. If you would have hit the 7 fuller, it would have came out better. But the 7 ball goes. You know, it might go now, but if you get above it, it definitely goes. And you might be able to bump something out. So you shoot
Well,
the
he's
2.
going to shoot the 2.
1,
One
get
and
it
come
to
up.
7.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, take the 7 now.
Yeah, he went early. Huh. The 13 might go. And we're getting rid of the 1. But the 1's a possible break shot.
Yeah, 13 must. He's shooting it.
You might knock the 7 down a little bit. Now you got a tough shot in the 8 ball. Yeah, you gotta go. You gotta decide whether to draw it, play for the 1, or come straight across. He's playing for the 1 ball. You get below it. This is tough. You gotta aim. Aim for the side pocket. You know, there's no pocket there to scratch. You'd run into the 7 before you scratch. So you aim like just in front of the side pocket. Just stun it over. Pretty good hit. I don't know if he can get into the rack here. If he can't, you're going to see an explosive shot. If he can't go straight into the rack, he'll go to the side rail back.
I have a feeling he may have to go to the side. Keep losing the ball on the table. Oh. Be interesting to see what he does on this one. Scores 74-21. Dennis over Thorsten. Thorsten's at the table. And this is the U.S. Open Street Pool for the year 2016, 2016. 10,000 added.
If you hit it soft, you'll hit the. You might get into the 8 ball, but he's going to the side rail, I think. It might be the first time you see him hit a soft break shot. Oh my God. He can't get himself to hit it soft, I guess.
I think Dennis is taking a break. Probably a smoke break. A lot of the Filipinos still smoke.
That's because a pack of cigarettes is 25 cents in the Philippines, probably.
Well, yeah. There's a little ad for our national championship at the Rio Hotel in July 20th through 30th this year. This is the 40th annual BCA Pool League National Championship. It's a long time rolling. 320 plus tables, 5,000 to 6,000 players. Usually about 70 vendors.
Oh, what kind of tables are you going to use?
All diamonds, obviously. All 7 foots. We don't do hardly any 9-foot stuff. We used to, and it just got too much. It was too expensive. Just bringing the tables out. A truck is $10,000 round trip of 16 tables, and it's just so expensive. Then you got to hang the lights, and the union just hold us up for lights. We pay a fortune hanging lights.
They won't let you hang your own lights in Vegas?
Nope. You can't even plug a outlet in a wall. Unions.
That's brutal.
It is brutal. It's beyond brutal. But anyhow, the tournaments, I think it's the best tournament there is. 'Cause we do have all levels. We have the BCA Pool League, the USA Pool League. We have U.S. Open 8-ball, U.S. Open 10-ball, and bar tables. And they're $15,000 added each. And we've got what we call the...
Is the 10-ball tournament a professional event?
Well, we consider it professional, but it's on bar tables. It's a Moscone Cup points. Okay. And Fargo has determined one thing. They used to track all your play by 7-foot table, 8-foot table, 9-foot table, and they found that there was just no difference in the winning numbers and ratios and the relationships. I mean, there's always the anomaly, but basically there's no difference. So they combine all the averages. They can separate them, but there's minimal differences. Otherwise you run around 6 ratings, and that's no good. But
yes, you may see an occasional guy like maybe Jesse Bowman who plays real good on a bar table as opposed to his 9-foot prowess.
Although he plays pretty good on a 9-foot table. I saw him spank Billy Incardone in a nice set of one pocket here about 4 years ago at Pool Sharks. I was surprised. Poor old Billy got run over.
Yeah, he plays a lot better than people think.
Yeah.
How old's Billy now? About 90?
No. Well, he's over 65 because he just played in and won the senior one pocket.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing 66, 67. I don't know. I don't think he's 70.
A hell of a player.
Oh, yeah.
Very knowledgeable. I used to love having like this senior tour when Steve Misery was running the senior tour. Yeah. You had all the old timers with the stories.
There was only 50 and above. You only had to be 50 because I actually played in 2 events. Played in one at Reno and one at JOB's.
Boston Shorey liked coming to my events because I had a spot for his dog in the back of the pool. And it was, non-tiled floor, that was not finished yet. And plenty of room for the dog, and so he was happy. But I asked Boston Shorty, I go, why do they call you Boston Shorty? He goes, because I'm from Boston. The cops loved him. They pulled him over. He was coming out there. I guess he had a couple drinks. They pulled him over. He said, man, we love these guys. Could you bring them more often? He was to, like, entertain the police at the station with all the stories.
He was a pretty talented player, all around. I mean,
yeah, played straight pools,
and played good 3-cushion.
Yeah, he won tournaments in 3-cushion too.
That's another game that's evolved. Back then, if you averaged 1, you were a champion. Now, if you don't average 2.5, you're a nobody.
Yeah,
it's just insane.
Yeah, they made it a scorer's game with the heated table. These guys play awfully good.
Thorsten's may not get too many more opportunities here. I think he really only needs 1, as good as he plays, but he can't seem to take advantage.
Yeah, Dennis seems to be in the driver's seat. But,
he needs 50 balls, basically.
But he's got to get out.
Yeah.
Thorsten can wake up any time.
Absolutely.
Tyler seems to be on a run. Every time I look over there, he's shooting.
Well, that'll make somebody happy.
Alex Peggy Lyon is on a run too, I'm sure.
Yeah. I can't ever bet against Alex. I don't care what he's doing. He can be flipping coins. You can't bet against him.
I wouldn't bet against him singing karaoke.
He will stand flat-footed and bet you he can jump up and land flat-footed on the ground, jump up and land with his feet on the rails on a pool table. That's a 32-inch vertical jump.
Yeah.
Not very many people are going to do that. He does it. He used to. I don't know if he still can, just a couple of years ago.
Yeah, he's putting up a little less weight than we would be jumping.
Yeah, but still, come on.
I had my nephew could jump on the counter at the pool room. He was 6'1", basketball player, and he could leap. He could. The counter was, I'd say, about 47, 50 inches. He just would bet people he could jump on it from a standing position. You get to lift your feet up. You got to remember, it's not really all vertical. You know, if you got good flexibility and can grab it on the squat and strong legs. Rodolfo Luat used to bet that he could flip the pool table over.
Well,
just lift it and flip it over.
That's kind of hard on the pool hall.
Yeah, you'd have to bet high.
I was thinking you bet $5. That's a little scary.
You'd have to pay for that pool table, I'm sure.
He's re-leveling or resetting the slates or something. Dennis is pushing the mid-80s here to 21.
Yeah, he's going to shoot the 9-ball 2 rails with inside English. You hit a low spin that gets the most English in a ball when you're cutting it thin like this. You get the most grip on it rather than hit it with a high ball. Most of the time, it's a lot more accurate to hit it with a high ball, but sometimes you got to dig in there, sort of like acts like a Marseille a little bit.
88 to 21.
Yeah, let's see if Dennis draws it in the side pocket. Can't bet on that happening twice in one day. A little bit of a tester in that 14 ball and 1 ball. You shoot the 1, you might have a sideboard if you miss it really bad.
Yeah, I'd have to shoot the 1 and plan on going for the 14 or the 9. Or the 7. Depends kind of where you end up.
Yeah, I like playing for the 7 and breaking them here rather than the 14.
The matches tomorrow are 11 a.m., 1, I think it's 4, 6, and 8. And that'll conclude the round robins. And then Saturday they go to the single elimination. That's 150-point matches. 3 come out of each of the brackets to go to the single elimination. Then the finals, race to 200, is Sunday at 1 o'clock. And then we're out of here for a year. We'll announce our dates and regroup, figure out what we're doing, see if we can figure out how to get more bodies. And don't forget, you can watch these matches. Will end up on our YouTube channel in about 3 months. But we've got a lot of them, so if you go to our website, playcsipool.com, and just click on the YouTube channel, or it's media, and subscribe to it. There's hundreds of matches, big table, bar table.
I might shoot the 15-10 combo here. You know, if you can reach it.
Well, he's got a guaranteed 5-ball afterwards. It's not like he's going to get screwed on anything. But reaching is an issue, possibly.
Well, I was probably looking at breaking with the 14. Yeah, you can, if you're going to leave the 14, you can shoot the 8, get in the 13. You shoot the 7, though, just, I'd rather leave like 2 break shots out there for a little bit longer, you know, because then you still have options.
There goes the 14.
He's breaking the 7, or maybe the 8. Yep, the Campbell, you want to shoot it while the 5's still there. Yes, you gotta be careful, you know, not. Well, it doesn't really matter with the set. See, you left the 7, and even if you would have bumped the 3 into the 8, it would have been okay. He's scrambling a little bit. He's not really playing pinpoint position yet. He's just leaving himself open shots.
Well, still got a lot of options. 13 first. I thought he was going to use that for his key ball on the 7, I guess it is.
Yeah, just he's got a few options here.
He's got 2 key balls, or
2 break balls,
or break balls. I'm sorry, right?
Yeah, so you can shoot the 13, get on the 3. I try to get on the 3 and the 15, or you're shooting the 3 ball, getting on the 13. I like using that ball that's on the short rail, getting below it. It's hard to get below it here. But get below it, then you come 1 rail. He's just going to snap and go 2 rails. So, no, he got below it. It's hard to see these angles, but this is very common in straight pool. A little bit of
doesn't take much either.
Left-hand English and just roll it in the hole. You can judge your speed a lot better.
Was that 102?
Yep. 88 and 14.
Needs this rack.
No, he needs 23.
Oh, yeah. I think 115.
It's in that side ball. You can foul or draw here. I don't like the draw. He fouled and missed.
Yeah.
I think he was between thoughts there, follow and draw, to be honest with you. If the 4 ball doesn't go, it's tough, but it goes. Oh, shit. He just jumped up and missed the 4 in the side.
Wow. 102 to 21 is the score. 125 point game. Wow is right.
That's the most I've ever seen Thorsten miss.
Can't get rolling.
Yeah,
but he's not supposed to miss that.
Yeah, you're a little bit on the rail, you know. It's just a little tricky. You gotta be prepared for those little tricky shots.
Well, Thorsten has had 3 good chances and didn't take advantage at all of any of them. So
tying up that 11 there made it a little complicated. 3 rails he's going. Yeah, hitting the ball thin like that, you don't want to roll it. Take the control, use the extra rails. What do you get in? Try to go 1 rail, get on the 9, you get on the 5, or you get back on the 14. I might shoot the 14 right now and bump the 10 ball. I figure get the 9 or the 5. Need a good draw here. And he followed. Yeah, it was the right shot, you know. You just figured to get something. Sometimes you gotta take a little tougher shot. Knocked out the break ball. Just stop. Roll forward maybe a hair. You'd like to get below the ball on the 8 ball, but I don't think you can do it, without. Yeah, it'll stay below it. It'll spin this 9 and just stay there. When you get below the ball that's near the rail like that, you can go up table.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good way to get above the rack. You play position. If you're stuck down there, you get below the ball and just go above the rack. We'll go 2 rails near the 3rd diamond. Make sure you come out a little bit. Yep, left himself a reachable shot. It's a little bit of a tester.
Yeah, that one's not too crazy about that one, but.
But again, you got to be able to reach it. Player that's 5'10" usually can reach near the side pocket pretty effortlessly, half the table. You got to know where you need to be.
Yep. This is a key shot for this game. Boom. Needs 8 more. Should be there.
Yep. He needs to leave 7 balls on the table. He's probably counting right now. Draw back a little bit for the 4. Looks like you might have to run into the ball here. Should be okay. You didn't run into the ball. You shoot the ball in the corner. He's thinking about it. You don't want to pass up the hanger and shoot the harder shot. Yep, I was able to get past it. Nudged it just a bit. Little Alex finished.
Must have run some balls. Alex beat Denny. I don't know what the score is yet. Did he run 125 and out? Okay. $125 and out. I mean, it's a 125-point game, so he did it from the get-go.
Wow.
Well, he got a little. They had a $100 bonus for the first 100. So.
He's got a steak dinner. This match is over. He ran his 9 balls, 125 to 21.
Yes, sir. All right. Tomorrow's 11, 1, 4, 6, and 8. And the